Hey guys, Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina. I wanted to give you guys that quick weather and fishing update for this beautiful weekend. Well, not so beautiful right now, but it is going to get nice for a brief period here this upcoming work week, and we're going to have a little bit of nice weather before this front. So hopefully you can get out there and take advantage of these weather windows, and that's what it's all going to be about the next few weeks and really the next couple months as we move into that time of year where these cold fronts are moving through. Now, we want to talk today a little bit about the weather, a little bit about fishing, and give you guys some updates about what's coming up as well. But as always in our fishing report, we got a lot of information below. Hopefully you can read that too. Now, right now, as far as the weather is concerned, we're on the front door of a pretty strong cold front, really our first legitimate cold front for the year, and that's going to be coming through around Saturday night, Sunday morning, and it's going to make things a little bit more of a north flow, definitely going to get things a little cool for us. Unfortunately, in the great state of Florida, it doesn't get cool without a strong wind, and that's what we're going to be getting Sunday and then all the way through really Monday. Going to start calming down Tuesday. Wednesday looks like we're going to have a nice weather day, and then Thursday that wind clocks out of the east. We have a high pressure building in, and then potentially some kind of a low pressure disturbance, another one of those kind of almost tropical systems moving through for next weekend. So really your best chances to get out there and go fishing would be today, Friday, or Saturday ahead of that front, and then Wednesday it looks like. Tuesday doesn't look terrible. It's going to be calming down behind the front, and the fish should hopefully pick right back up for us. So Tuesday's okay, Wednesday's better, Thursday's okay, before that east wind really starts to pick up and kick up the seas. So Tuesday, Thursday are okay, Wednesday is best. Today's looking pretty good as long as you're not going too far offshore. Saturday's looking pretty good as well. So I would say Saturday and Wednesday are best, but you could get away with it Friday, Tuesday, and Thursday too. Now, as far as fishing is concerned, we're doing really well inshore, nearshore, and offshore right now. We're going to start inshore, work our way offshore. Right now, inshore, we're seeing a lot of those redfish. The redfish bite has been silly around the area. You're going to see a lot of great photos of all the great redfish that are being caught right now. Captain Mike sent us a bunch of photos from a recent charter he did where he ran out of bait, started the day with a blacked out live well, ran out of bait, catching tons of redfish. The bite has just been silly lately. So it is prime time to get you a redfish. Also, we're still seeing a few snook around on the beaches in the passes, but a lot of those fish have moved out of the pass, off the beach, and really started to retreat into the back bay, especially this next cold front being so strong and so hardened down, and a north wind for more than 48 hours. It's going to push the rest of those snook really up into the back bay. So if you're looking for a snook, looking closer to those creeks and river mouths, kind of that wintertime pattern is already established pretty well for those snook. Then also sheep's head. The sheep's head have really taken to the docks, piers, bridges, jetties, rock piles, and kind of pushed out those clouds of mangrove snapper that are there all summer long. Now we're seeing a lot more sheep's head action, and that should only continue as these cold fronts continue to barrage the area. Then also we're seeing an uptick in the flounder. The flounder are starting to get more and more active. We're seeing more of them around the flats. Remember, October 15th, they close, so if you want to get an opportunity for that. Then also on top of that, we see a lot of the action on the pompano. There's some pretty good pompano action going on. The triple tail have picked up too. We're seeing some late season tarpon around. There's still some good shark action. So there's a lot of stuff going on inshore. Nearshore, we're really focused on our 10-hour all days and 5-hour half days, targeting those hogfish. The hogfish bite has been going well for us and should only continue to go well for us as we move through the next really few months, all the way till about March, April. We see a pretty good bite of hogfish. We're also seeing the mackerel show back up in good numbers. We're seeing a lot of mackerel while trolling on the way out on our 5-hour half days, 39-hour trips, 44-hour trips. You don't really get a great opportunity to troll on the 10-hour. A lot of times we're moving a little too fast. So you can't always troll on a 10-hour, but sometimes you can. 12 hours, no shot on trolling, unfortunately. But we are seeing a lot of nearshore mackerel. You've got a chance for those kingfish too. They should be showing up here any minute now, typically on that full moon. So I would imagine in the next week and a half or so, we should start seeing those kingfish really show up. We're on that new moon cycle now. New moon's bringing a lot of moving water with it and makes for a great nighttime fishing on those dock lights around the area. Forgot to mention that when we were in the weather section. Now also, as far as the nearshore bite goes, we're seeing a lot of those lane snapper. The last 10-hour all day caught more than 20 nice hogfish, more than 150 keeper lanes, and had probably more than 24 mangrove snappers. So really good mix of mangroves, lanes, and hogfish nearshore on those 10-hour all days. The Hub nearshore private charters are crushing it. We're really seeing a good variety of fish and a really good bite nearshore. Then offshore, working a little deeper, we're seeing some good action on those Gag Grouper. The Gag Grouper bite has slowed down a little bit. It hasn't been quite as good as it was, especially the beginning of September, when we were really crushing them behind Hurricane Idalia. Then it kind of slowly slowed down through September. We moved into October, and we were hoping for an even better bite of Gag Grouper as these cold fronts started rolling, but they really haven't had the opportunity to push those gags in really closely. We haven't seen that big push of gags yet, but hopefully this weekend's 39-hour fishing ahead of this big cold front that's impending on our area will get that Gag Grouper bite fired up even more. We're looking forward to catching plenty more of those big mangrove snapper. We've been seeing some really nice mangrove snapper and some pretty good average sizes and great numbers. We've been crushing the mangroves, plus seeing a lot of those big yellowtails. We've been seeing a ton of mutton snapper. I mean, the last trip had 20 mutton snapper on it, just as many muttons as we did gags. So it's crazy how many mutton snapper we're seeing. Nice yellowtail. We're getting some scamp. Triggerfish bite has been really good. The 12-hour extreme's been limited out on triggerfish while catching some of those Gag Grouper, a handful of scamp, plenty of mangroves, yellowtails, and even a couple mutton too. So great time offshore. Even after the gags close, there's tons of fish to get out there and catch. The pelagic bite has really picked up offshore. We're seeing the last 39-hour, or the last couple 39 hours have seen a ton of pelagic action on the surface. We're catching kingfish. We caught a mahi-mahi recently. We should start seeing some of those wahoo show up, blackfin tuna as well. So it's that time of year where you have plenty of room around the boat, opportunities to flatline, opportunities to troll, and on those long range trips, you should start seeing more and more of those pelagic species as well. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see you. Don't forget, this Sunday, we have our Bass Pro Shop seminar at 2 p.m. So Sunday, October 15th, 2 p.m. We look forward to seeing you at Bass Pro Shops every Sunday night, 7:30 p.m. We have our live stream show. Every Saturday morning, we have our Real Animals radio show from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then, of course, we try to do our live videos throughout the week in the morning on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So hopefully you guys will catch us sometime soon in person or online, and hopefully we'll see you out on the water, because right now it's a great time of year to capitalize on those weather windows. That is so important, to watch the weather and then capitalize when that weather allows you to get some good fishing action. So try to get out there and capitalize when these cold fronts are approaching. As a cold front approaches, those fish get super excited, and then behind a cold front, once the water has calmed down, once the wind has calmed down and that water has cleared back up, a lot of times we see a really good bite of fish again. So hopefully we'll see you out there, and hopefully you'll get a chance to go fishing, because don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy. Come find out why we're the #1 fishing charter in the entire country. Come see us on the water.